Games of all sorts are prone to sometimes be creepy, even when not intended to be. With all types of different video games that release on a daily basis, the amount that feature creepy imagery is immense. But I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about games that aren't meant to be creepy, yet feel truly sinister, weird, creepy. Like this fucking game. Super Mario Land 2 is one of the weirdest and creepiest games I've ever played. And that's odd. A Mario title. Weird and creepy? Yes, motherfucker, weird and creepy. For a plumber that is famous and recognizable for his colorful outlook and charming gameplay. I don't want to save the queen. What the f? Super Mario Land 1 was a Game Boy launch title created by Gunpei Yokoi, not series director and creator Shigeru Miyamoto. Which in itself already sounds scary enough, but Super Mario Land 1 actually managed to be a success. The game was to be a mini version of the Super Mario title from the home consoles you could take on the go. Sure, short and not escapable, since this is the Game Boy we're talking about, but it actually managed to pull it off. Let's see what the game has to offer. Oh. What the fuck is that? The game is set in Sarasa Land, not the usual Mushroom Kingdom, and that kind of explains all the weird occurrences you see throughout the game. But it doesn't matter, and also I don't feel like wanting to explore too much of this weird Mageddon. It hurts me enough that there already is one of these creepy ass Mario games just floating around. I don't need more! Anyways, like I said, this is Sarasa Land. The next game takes place in Mario Land. So why is everything still weird? You're telling me Mario, this stupid plumber from New York, who's always in the Mushroom Kingdom and surrounded by the homies, has a castle on his own island called Mario Land, and it's full of these weird creatures?
I have no knowledge of any of this. This is so bizarre.
Who the hell thought of this? Why not use the original enemies and characters? Why did they never use most of these again? Why does this exist?
The wicked imposter Wario has cast an evil spell over Mario Land.
Obey Wario. Destroy Mario.
Oh. Well, that explains all of that. This motherfucking idiot Wario just took over this land and put a spell over it. That's why everything's so weird. The fuck you been smoking on? Give me some of that. Lazy Yip is such a sellout. He clickbaits. This game isn't even that scary. I will put you in a pot and cook you alive if you don't shut the fuck. Like and subscribe. Super Mario Land 2's premise is simple. Get all the 6 golden coins achieved by completing each zone and defeating each boss accounted for. Each zone has its own theme and enemies, and yet each one of them manages to creep me the fuck out. Everything tries to kill you. Moles, screws. There's Tree Zone, which to be honest isn't too creepy, but just out of the ordinary. Also ants with guns. Turtle Zone, which has these fucking enemies that creep me out because what are they? Also, what the f? Macro Zone, aka they're telling me to go on a diet. Space Zone, which has this creepy ass moon making me feel like the universe is conspiring against me. Pumpkin Zone, which is literally Halloween based, so fuck you, I didn't clickbait. And Mario Zone. Oh my god. I get the idea, but Mario here just doesn't look friendly at all. But rather like an exoskeleton ready to kill me and stuff me into a fur suit to continue his tale of vengeance that will continue for years until everything bursts down and the souls of the deceased cry out so they can try and do it all over again. Also, when you enter his crotch, you see a lot of balls. Mario's balls! Each zone, like I said, features its own significant golden coin, and each its own boss. You got Big Bird from Tree Zone with the funniest design. Sewer Demon from Piss Off, I Won't Go on a Diet. Dinner from Turtle Zone.
Hello, motherfucker.
Why the... Shut up! Go away, please. You motherfucker! Haram from FNAF Zone. Motherfuckers, no! Me if you don't shut the fuck. Let's do this from the first game. The gameplay is simple Mario stuff. Run, jump, parkour, and carrot power up. There are also bonus levels to be found in each zone. Coins get used to gamble? Mario! Mario! So having said all that, what makes this game so creepy? I'm glad you asked. This game isn't inherently meant to be creepy, and neither does it stay that way. What? You expected a Mario game to actually be intentionally creepy? Man, shut you! This game has, like I said, elements that just make me a little uncomfortable. Like the enemies. This music is just what the fuck, man? These enemies are the weirdest little creatures I have ever seen. This man is dead. Some of them aren't even creepy, but just so odd that they creep me out. What the fuck, bro? Go away! Besides that, I lied. Yes, instead of getting lives by collecting 100 coins, you can gamble. But you have these weird hearts scattered around, which just feels wrong. Where's my one-up mushroom? How could you do this to me? Also, besides that, I lied. Again! That's what you get from trusting us. There aren't just 6 zones. There's this final level in the game you can only access by getting all the 6 golden coins. Hence the name. Get it? The final level is Mario's castle that was taken over by Wario after he had gone to Sarasaland. This castle straight up looks like something from a horror game. Also, look at Wario! This sinister fucker looks like a demon! Not gonna lie, it looks kinda cool. But you can't tell me that this doesn't look eerie! Anyways, we'll get back to this level. I remember once when I was a kid, I was playing this game alone in the living room. And sure, I was having fun. Because, don't get me wrong, the game is fun. But the atmosphere I felt in that situation felt menacing. Like I was being glared at. I was playing this level in Pumpkin Zone, and I swear to God, that shit creeped me out because of the music. And that is the best way I can describe how I felt back then. You have dead Goombas! This man is dead. Jason Voorhees! But for a game I actually find so odd that it creeps me out. I like talking about it, and this game actually isn't bad or something like I said. But this castle can suck my nuts. This castle was created by Majin himself. This shit is absurd. It's not too challenging when you get the hang of it, but it can count as its own fucking zone with the amount of bullshit it contains. This fucking ledge fucking sucks! I died so many times to it because of how fast the platform moves. By the way, I fucking hate these haram animals, bro. No! I died so many times for these stupid pigs, and I hope they burn in hell! I fucking did it! Anyways, I can't believe how fucking celebrated and had so much of a hard time at a fucking Mario game. Fuck! Finally, when you reach the finale, you have Wario just chilling here. And this boss fight actually isn't as hard as I thought it was. Granted that it still was hard as hell, but I didn't think it was unfair. Unfair! Unfair! The boss is bullshit. You can't move when he is about to plump his fat ass on the ground, making you sometimes get hit for no reason. But I do like how he's using the power-ups. I swear, some of these games just never acknowledge the fact that the player gets to use these power-ups. Not always though. Beating Wario is like a relief that you're finally done. Done with the castle, bosses, the levels, and enemies. Just done. Super Mario Land 2. 6 golden coins. Haha, I lied again. That's the full name of the game. Never trust us. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins is a good game with weird ideas that wind up to be super creepy in practice, but gave me and my siblings a lot of joy when we used to be kids. And even if this game creeped me the hell out, and still freaking does, I enjoyed making this video, talking about it and returning and finally completing this game. But listen, I do want to share one more thing that happened once when I was playing this game. That night when I played this game alone in the dark, Pumpkin Zone, I remember hearing a vivid sound behind me in the kitchen. And me being young and playing this game, I obviously was creeped out and didn't want to look. I just left the Game Boy on and put it on the table as I sat in fear. And something about leaving your Game Boy on during the night whilst being in fear brings, I think, everyone a little bit of creepiness. I never looked into that sound that night. But once I woke up, I saw something truly frightening. I never saved the game.